They know your problem, but they don't know your plans. Stay quiet, move smart, and let your results break the silence. They know your problem, but they don't understand the strength it took just to show up today. They know your problem, but they don't see your preparation. The world won't understand until it's too late. They know your problem, and they whispered about your struggle. Give them something to scream about. Your success. They know your problem, but not your prayers, not your pain, and definitely not your persistence. They know your problem, and they thought it would bury you. Instead, it planted the most dangerous version of you yet. They know your problem, but they don't know how focused you are on turning it into power. They know your problem, but not the storm you've already conquered to get here. They know your problem, but they forgot that pressure creates diamonds, not excuses. They know your problem, and they think it's the end, but it's only the start of your rise. They know your problem, but they haven't seen your potential yet. They know your problem, but not your mission, and your mission will silence their noise. They know your problem, and that's all they want to talk about. Soon, your success will be the only thing they see. They know your problem, but not how you turned your pain into your process. They know your problem, but they don't know what it woke up inside of you. They know your problem, but they don't know how close you are to a complete breakthrough. They know your problem, but not the blueprint you're building in silence. They know your problem, and they're counting you out. Make sure they regret it. They know your problem, but they didn't notice the quiet fire you're carrying. They know your problem, and they assume you're finished. But legends are forged in low seasons. They know your problem, but not the discipline you built while suffering in silence. They know your problem, but not your inner strength. That's what makes you dangerous. They know your problem and think that's your identity. Prove them wrong with your growth. They know your problem, but they don't know your hunger. They know your problem, but they haven't seen the version of you that refuses to quit. They know your problem, but not the power of your silence. They know your problem, but not the comeback that's being quietly prepared. They know your problem and thought it would keep you small, but you're growing past it. They know your problem, but not the energy you're stacking for the moment you rise. They know your problem, and they stopped watching. Surprise them. They know your problem, but not the pain you turned into power. They know your problem, but not how you made peace with your process. They know your problem, but forgot you're the solution in human form. They know your problem, but not how long you've been training for this. They know your problem, but not the clarity you've gained through chaos. They know your problem, but not the standards you refuse to lower. They know your problem, but not the foundation being built while they laugh. They know your problem, and they left. That's how you know you're in the right season. They know your problem, but they don't know what you've already survived. They know your problem, but not how deeply you've healed in silence. They know your problem, but not how you turned rock bottom into a foundation. They know your problem, but you've turned it into purpose. They know your problem, but not the power of your patience. They know your problem, but not the empire you're building brick by brick. They know your problem, but you've been too focused to explain your progress. They know your problem, but they don't know your power is still loading. They know your problem, but not how hard you're about to hit the reset. They know your problem, but they don't know you're the answer. They know your problem and used it as gossip. Use it as fuel. They know your problem, but not how far you've come in silence. They know your problem, but not your potential. It was never about them. They know your problem, and they've confused your patience with passivity. They know your problem, but not how your pain became your purpose. They know your problem, and they think you're frozen. You're just focused. They know your problem, but not how you're learning to fly from the fall. They know your problem, but not the resilience behind your quiet eyes. They know your problem, but they've never seen your transformation. They know your problem, but not the discipline you applied in darkness. They know your problem, but not how strong you've become from carrying it alone. They know your problem, and they call it a weakness. It's your weapon. They know your problem, but not your process, and they never will. They know your problem, but you're building something they could never imagine. They know your problem, but you made peace with what they called chaos. They know your problem, but they don't know the war you've already won inside. They know your problem, and that's their entire perspective. Your perspective is much bigger. They know your problem, but not the habits you're building daily. They know your problem, and they used it to count you out. Use it to count yourself in. They know your problem, but not your comeback. They know your problem, but not the fire it's lit in you. They know your problem, but not how you're evolving past their limitations. They know your problem, but not how your soul stayed steady in storms. They know your problem, and that's where they stopped watching. Keep going anyway. They know your problem, but not the patience you've mastered. They know your problem, and they think that's all you are. You're so much more. They know your problem, but not how it's shaping your power. They know your problem, but they never asked what you learned from it. They know your problem, and that's all they focused on. You focused on healing. They know your problem, but not your process, and that's what will shock them. They know your problem, but not how many nights you cried just to wake up stronger. What people say behind your back is a reflection of their character, not yours. The truth is a lion. You don't have to defend it. Just let it loose. Your reputation is what people think you are. Your character is who you really are. The only person you should be trying to impress is yourself. Don't let the fear of being misunderstood stop you from being who you are. The people who truly know you will love you for your heart, not for your image. The greatest courage is to be vulnerable, even when it feels like a risk. The truth has a way of revealing itself, no matter how hard you try to hide it. What people think of you is none of your business. Your life is a story. Don't let someone else write the ending. The most profound peace comes from living a life of integrity. Don't let the whispers of doubt from others become the soundtrack of your life. The people who matter will see the real you, flaws and all. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book. The greatest freedom is the freedom to be yourself without apology. The truth is like a compass. It will always point you in the right direction. Don't let the opinions of others become your reality. The most powerful thing you can do is to trust your own instincts. Your character is a silent song. Let it speak for itself. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. The greatest gift you can give the world is your authenticity. The truth will set you free, but first, it might make you uncomfortable. Your life is a canvas. Don't let someone else paint over your masterpiece. The most powerful thing you can do is to love yourself, flaws and all. Don't let the fear of being judged prevent you from living your life. The only real failure is not being true to yourself. The people who truly matter will love you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. The greatest act of courage is to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to change you. Your intuition is a superpower. Trust it and it will guide you. The truth is a shield against the lies of the world. Don't let the shadows of the past eclipse the light of your future. The only opinion of you that truly matters is your own. Your value is not determined by the approval of others. The most profound transformation happens when you stop trying to be someone else and start embracing yourself. The whispers of doubt from others are just echoes of their own insecurities. You are the author of your own story. Don't let someone else hold the pen. The moment you stop seeking validation from others is the moment you find your power. The most freeing thing is to realize you are enough, just as you are. The world needs your unique light, so don't dim it to fit in. Your voice deserves to be heard, and your story deserves to be told. The fire that tested you will forge you into something stronger. Your scars are proof of your survival, not your weakness. The most beautiful flowers grow in the toughest soil. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. The storms of life reveal the strength of your anchor. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. Sometimes the greatest victory is simply getting back up. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the music of your soul. Your resilience is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Your journey is not about perfection, but about progress. The greatest teachers in life are your own mistakes. You are a phoenix, and from the ashes of your past, you will rise. The biggest obstacle is often the one in your own mind. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. Your story is still being written, so don't give up on the next chapter. The hardest lessons are often the most valuable ones. Don't let yesterday's failures define tomorrow's successes. The beauty of life is in its imperfections and its capacity for growth. Your spirit is unbreakable, and your will is a force to be reckoned with. The most profound changes in life happen when you're willing to step outside your comfort zone. Sometimes the only way forward is to let go of what's holding you back. The most powerful words you can say are, "I can." Your strength is not in never falling, but in always getting back up. The greatest risk is not taking one at all. The courage to change is a seed that blossoms into a new life. Every sunrise is a new beginning, a chance to rewrite your story. The past is a lesson, the present is a gift, and the future is an opportunity. Your potential is limitless, and your spirit is boundless. Don't be afraid to start over. It's a chance to build something better. The greatest masterpiece is the one you are creating with your own life. The universe conspires in favor of the brave. Your journey is not about finding yourself, but about creating yourself. The most powerful force in the universe is the human will. Every day is a new page in the book of your life. Make it a good one. The only way to predict the future is to create it. Your life is a canvas and you are the artist. Paint a masterpiece. The greatest freedom is the freedom to be yourself. Your life is a story. Make it a bestseller. The most valuable lessons in life are often the ones we learn the hard way. Your worth is not a number, a title, or an opinion. It is an undeniable fact. You are not defined by the sum of your mistakes, but by the strength of your spirit. The most beautiful thing you can wear is your confidence. Your inner light is too bright to be dimmed by anyone else's darkness. The greatest battles are often silent, and the greatest victories are internal. You are the source of your own happiness, and your peace is non-negotiable. The people who are meant to be in your life will find their way to you. Your true power lies in your ability to love yourself, flaws and all. Don't let the fear of what others think prevent you from living your truth. Your voice is your most powerful tool. Use it to speak your truth. The most profound freedom comes from releasing the need for external validation. You are a force of nature, a masterpiece in the making. The only person who can truly define your worth is you. Your heart is a compass. Follow it, and you will never get lost. The greatest act of self-love is to listen to your own heart. Your value is inherent, not earned. The most powerful thing you can do is to trust your own intuition. Your soul is not for sale, and your spirit is not for rent. The most profound relationships are the ones we have with ourselves. You are worthy of all the good things that come your way. The greatest journey you will ever take is the one to your own heart. Your mind is a garden. Cultivate it with thoughts of love and self-acceptance. The most important voice you will ever hear is your own. You are not a copy. You are an original, and that is your superpower. The most profound peace comes from within. Your heart knows the way. Run in that direction. You are the hero of your own story. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the grace to be human. Your soul is a map. Follow it to find your true north. The most powerful weapon you have is your love for yourself. Your voice is the melody of your soul. Sing it with pride. The most profound moments in life are the ones when you realize your own power. You are a star, and the universe is your stage. The greatest act of rebellion is to love yourself in a world that profits from your self-doubt.